With several men now in the spotlight for their behavior against women, how do parents talk to their sons about this?
CBS 2's Amy Johnson is live in Woodland Hills, and she talked to a therapist. Amy?
Well, Pat and Rick, a lot of parents have been shielding their children away from the news and stories about the sexual harassment in Hollywood. But the therapist I spoke with today says that some children in middle school are dealing with sexual harassment, some even in elementary school. So while you may not want to talk about what's happening in Hollywood, you may need to talk about what's happening in their world. The accusations of sexual harassment have recently plagued Hollywood.
I think it's been going on for a long time. So although it's uncomfortable, I think it's important that people are speaking up. I think that's a really good, important first step.
Experts agree with Jimmi Lewis, a father of two. Talking is key, not only to report the abusers, but it's important to talk to your children to help break the cycle.
I think we do need to be more mindful of how we teach our boys.
Kent Toussaint is a licensed marriage and family therapist. He started the Teen Therapy Center 4 years ago.
The whole thing about sexual harassment and sexual assault, it is the dehumanization of another person. It is taking that person's feelings and values and disregarding them, and the perpetrator's feelings are the ones that are important. And when that happens, you have a situation where people are objectified.
He says parents can combat some of that behavior.
We as parents really need to teach our kids empathy. And that's not just the words we use, it's how we teach our kids, how we set the example.
The lessons aren't just for boys.
Well, it's definitely leading by example, obviously, but it's also not making rules that are explicit for boys versus girls. It's just universal.
Toussaint says we should teach all children empathy and to respect authority, but also to stand up to what is wrong.
Everyone needs to be educated more on sexual health, respect, empathy, consent. This is across the board. It's not just a male issue, it's women too.
And again, Toussaint says it's never too early to start talking to your children about empathy and respect to both your sons and daughters, and perhaps these lessons will put an end to the problems. I'll send it back to you in the studio.
All right, thank you, Amy.